Gratitude is such a powerful tool that we can use to help retrain our brain. And the beautiful part is you don't have to, quote, feel thankful to start. Just noticing what's good, even for a few seconds, begins to rewire your mind, and you can move from survival mode into thankful living. Do you want to achieve your goals, but anxiety is tripping you up? Like to keep those fun weekend plans, but depression has you counseling again? Hey, I'm Lori, dog mom, lover of nature, and hygge enthusiast. Positive psychology skills help me overcome chronic severe PTSD. If you're ready to learn how to overcome your anxiety and depression and rediscover happiness and purpose in life, then get your cozy on and let's get started. Welcome back to Practical Solutions for PTSD. Do you feel like you need a little more assistance in learning how to manage your stress, regulate your anxiety symptoms, or breaking free from depression? I have great news for you. You can go on to calendly.com/practical solutions for PTSD and schedule a 60-minute one-on-one coaching session with me. And together we'll help you develop some personalized strategies for how to do exactly that. Again, you can go on to calendly.com/practical solutions for PTSD. That's calendly.com/practical solutions for PTSD and schedule a one-on-one coaching session with me. Today we're going to continue the series that we've been doing on gratitude throughout the month of November as we celebrate or look forward to celebrating Thanksgiving here in the United States. Gratitude, as we've already talked about, has such a powerful effect on our nervous system, on our emotional state, on so many practical scientific benefits to gratitude. And you also see this through a lot of religious training, not just Christianity, which gratitude is just thick throughout scripture and Christian training. But it's also in many other religions it talks about this. The power of gratitude is immense. So if you have been through a moment of trauma and you have PTSD or some kind of trauma-related situation, when you are in a place that's triggering that, you're going to be on high alert. And some of what your body signals, your heart's going to be racing, your body's going to be tense, your mind's constantly scanning for danger or what could go wrong next. This is exhausting. But it's not your fault. This is actually how God created us in a way to protect us. And it's your nervous system doing its job. But when you're in that mode all the time, it can be exhausting to your body. Your adrenals are going, your cortisol's up. And it's not a good state to live in constantly if it's not needed. So you can begin to retrain your body to recognize safety again. You know, when they say, don't think of a pink elephant, what are you automatically thinking of? The pink elephant. So when you're in a state of trauma, when you're dealing with trauma, you're constantly thinking about this trauma. This trauma is always on the brain to some degree or the other. And certain things will trigger it to be in the forefront. What we're trying to do with the practice of gratitude is to get you to think about something else. Not that we're wanting to replace the trauma or to kick the trauma out, but we want to bring to the table gratitude as well. So with time and compassion, some gentle practices, we're not trying to just shove this down you or tell you, think positive. It's not the point. But we just want you to bring some gratitude practices to the table that can help deregulate that nervous system and get you down into where you're the rest and relaxation stage, where your body is restoring itself and you can heal. And you can know that there are places that I can be safe. There are places I can be present in this moment and even express gratitude. So that's the goal. And we're going to talk about that specifically today, switching you from survival mode when you're in hyper alert due to trauma into the thriving mode, the thankful mode that you can get to by exercising some gratitude practices. So when we talk about survival mode, we're talking about a nervous system that's been on high alert for too long. Now, obviously, if you're in the midst of danger, you need to be on high alert. And this is an illustration that's used often. When you're running from the tiger, you need to focus on survival because you have to do that or you will not live. So you forget all the extra things, you're focused strictly on survival. But once the tiger danger is over, you're no longer in the midst of that, you have to figure out how to get your system to go back to normal and to recognize safety, to deregulate that stress. And that's what some of this will help with. So in trauma, the amygdala, or the brain's alarm system, becomes hyperactive and is constantly asking the question, am I safe? Am I safe? Am I safe? Is something bad about to happen? Is the other shoe about to drop? Do I need to do something to protect myself? Constantly. It's going on all the time. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex of the brain, the part of the brain that helps us think rationally, to feel calm, goes completely offline, because all your brain energy is focused on survival. This is why it's hard to relax. It's hard to sleep. It could be hard to trust in good moments because you're always waiting for that other shoe to drop. This is all because you're in survival mode. And you're not broken. You're simply wired for protection. The goal of healing isn't to silence that alarm that's telling you to scan for safety, to be careful, to be safe, but it's to teach your body that it's okay to stand down periodically. One surprising, powerful way to do that, which we've talked about before, we're going to get into a little bit more, is gratitude. Gratitude can really help you start deregulating that system. It does more than just make you feel good. It's a direct way to communicate safety to your body. And it is so cool how this works. I just love this. So when you're intentionally focused on what's good, what's safe, or comforting in the present moment, you're sending signals to the vagus nerve, which helps regulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's rest and restore mode. So the vagus nerve starts behind the ears, and it feeds every single major organ in the body. So if you can tap into the vagus nerve to help deregulate your system, to slow your heart rate down, to ease the tension in your muscles, to help you breathe deeper, this impacts everything and can help your body start relaxing. Over time, gratitude literally retrains your brain to look for safety instead of danger. So instead of the pink elephant being danger, the pink elephant that you're not supposed to think about now becomes safety and gratitude. You're actually training your brain to look for that. Now, it doesn't mean you're not looking for danger, but you're also looking for safety. You're also looking for moments that your body is safe and can rest and relax and be grateful. So over time, the gratitude literally retrains the brain for that and shifts you from a fear-based mindset of constantly asking what's wrong to a gratitude-based mindset where you ask what's still okay. Not that you aren't asking what's wrong, but you're also asking what's still okay. So you're not dismissing the pain, you're just expanding your awareness to include goodness as well. That's how your nervous system learns, I can be safe here. I can exhale here. And this ties in some with one of our previous episodes on hygge, using hygge to help you deregulate your anxiety symptoms. Hygge creates that safe space. And so that's another way of training the brain to understand that this is a safe place. But I digress. I'll get back to gratitude. If you want to listen to that episode, it's pretty cool. But it's another way of training the brain that this is a safe space. So the difference between fear-based and gratitude-based thinking, we're going to look at that for just a little bit. So let's compare the two. Fear-based thinking. This is where you're going to start. You say things like, I have to stay on alert or I'll lose control. I have to be in control or everything's going to fall apart. If something good happens, it won't last. The other shoe's about to drop any second. This is fear-based thinking. So gratitude-based thinking would say something like, in this moment, I'm safe. Good things can happen and I can let myself feel them. It doesn't mean that good things are still going to be forever, but in this moment, a good thing can happen and I can enjoy it. I can embrace it. Not everything is danger anymore. There are safe moments. So fear contracts. Literally, it contracts the brain. It contracts the body. The body will begin to curl in on itself to some degree. It contracts the literal vision of your eyes as well as the mental vision of what you're picking up on. And gratitude expands all of that. You'll see your body standing straighter, your mind is lighter, your eyes are going to see more, your brain is open to more creative ideas. Fear isolates. It takes you away from people. We're social creatures. I say this over and over. We're social creatures. We need each other. But fear will isolate you from others. Fear that you're going to be hurt or danger or whatever that may be. Gratitude will help you connect because you see things in that person that could be safe. You see things in that person that you're thankful for, and it helps build that connection and helps you strengthen that relationship. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to, quote, feel thankful to start. Just noticing what's good, even for a few seconds, begins to rewire your brain. So I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you're in the midst of darkness, if you're in the midst of experiencing trauma and stress, it may take more emotional strength than you have to fill out a gratitude journal. That just may be too overwhelming for you. But if you can take just a couple minutes and find something to be thankful for in this moment. So just like for me, where I'm sitting right now, I'm sitting out on my porch, which is a little chilly, and Anne just brought up a heater so I can plug it in and be warm while I'm recording this episode. So I'm thankful for the warmth that this space heater is creating so that my legs aren't freezing while I'm recording. It's just a small thing in this moment that I can be thankful for. So maybe it's something like that. Maybe it's the cool refreshing of a nice glass of iced tea, or the wonderful taste of a good cold glass of water, or someone smiled at me today, or that morsel of food was just really, really good and satisfied my hunger or my cravings, whatever that could be. It was like the best piece of chocolate ever. So just something like that, just something little that you can be thankful for. And these moments are tiny invitations for your nervous system to soften. It's just a little moment. It doesn't have to be all day. You could go back on safety mode if you need to, but just in this moment, you can be thankful and relax and understand that this moment has some safety. If you're ready to move from survival mode toward thankful living, here are a few ways that you can start. So one is micro moments of gratitude. And I've mentioned this before, but I want to say it again here. You don't have to write everything down, especially if that's not your strength anyway. Just pause once a day and notice something that feels safe, kind, or comforting. That's it. One moment, and that's enough. It's enough to start retraining your brain to start looking for safe things. So it may just be once a day for a micro moment, just a brief moment. What is something I could be grateful for right now, or I feel safe about, or I feel this kind, whatever it is. It could just be a split second moment, but take note of it and express gratitude for that. There's also some really powerful things around sensory grounding through gratitude. And I've mentioned this in a previous episode, but I want to circle back to it again because this is also a grounding method as well as a gratitude method. It's coupling the two together, and both of them can be very powerful for helping you to regulate your nervous system. And this is where you're using your five senses, what you can hear, what you can see, what you can smell, what you can taste, what you can feel. And you can go through all five if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to go through all five and list something for all five, that makes it even better. But if you just want to choose one, just take a moment. What am I smelling right now that just really makes me feel safe or comforted? And it could be the olfactory senses are super powerful in triggering memories and can trigger feelings and etc. So maybe it's this time of year, it could be a bonfire that you're smelling that, this makes you want to feel cozy and safe, or a cup of hot chocolate, or maybe it's something that you're feeling. So it's finally cold enough to wear sweatshirts. And some of the ones that I wear here at home, the lining is so soft and cozy and comforting. I love them. So it could be something that you're feeling that it can ground you in the moment, that you're right here, you're safe, everything is good, and it's something you could be grateful for. Couple that with gratitude, and it can be very helpful. So anchoring yourself to your five senses for just a little bit and finding something within those five senses that you can be grateful for can be very helpful. Another one is gratitude breath. Now, I've talked about this breathing exercises before. Almost any time someone talks about stress or anxiety, they're going to talk about breathing exercises. There are loads of them out there that target specific systems, etc. But this one is particularly structured for gratitude. So when you're inhaling, you're thinking, I'm safe. So you inhale, I'm safe. And when you exhale, I'm thankful. You inhale, I'm safe. You exhale, I'm thankful. And you just do this a couple times. It kind of keeps you grounded in that moment to, take some deep breaths. I'm safe. Hold it for a second and then exhale. I'm thankful. And this is a great way to pair gratitude with regulation as you're regulating your breath one breath at a time. And it can help, again, a dual-pronged attack on your nervous system to help you regulate some of that. And another one I've mentioned last week, but I just love this one because it's so good. And that is an evening reflection. So right before bed, which is a fantastic time to do this, to get yourself in a place where you're feeling safe because it helps you sleep better. So right before bed, you can think of one small thing that brought you peace today, that made you feel safe, or something you're thankful for in that moment. And this helps train your brain at the end of the day that it's safe, and you could focus on safety rather than survival, and it can help you sleep better. So just a really important point to remember. Healing isn't about erasing fear. We're not trying to get rid of fear. We're not trying to say you don't need to be safe, or whatever that is. We're not trying to get rid of that. We're just trying to also create space for calm and gratitude so it can coexist. So you have both of them going on at once, and you can begin to train your mind and your body that there are times in your 24-hour period that you can be safe, as well as you can remain on hyper alert if you need to, but there are times that you can be safe. And you might need to remain on hyper alert. Your life may not be 100% safe. That's normal. And that's okay. But just understanding that there are times for both. So moving from survival mode to thankful living, it is a journey. This is not going to happen overnight, but it's something you can begin to build one thankful thought at a time. So it takes patience, it takes grace, and it takes practice. It doesn't mean you have to do it every single day. Like, absolutely, if you miss one, it's going to screw you all up. No, that's not true. But every opportunity you have, take that opportunity to ground yourself in the moment, to be thankful, to express gratitude, and to understand this is a moment where I can feel safe. So gratitude doesn't ease trauma, but it can help you rewire your brain to feel safe at least sometimes. And it can help ease the impact of trauma a little bit. So even every small thank you, every quiet moment of noticing tells your nervous system you don't have to fight right now, you can rest. So we talked about this a little bit ago. Let's take a breath. Breathe in. You're breathing in safety. Hold it for a second and exhaling gratitude. As you go about your day, notice one thing. Just one. Not asking for a dozen. Just one. One thing that reminds you it's okay to slow down, to soften that barrier just a little bit, and to live from thankfulness and not from fear. And I am so grateful that you are with me today and that you are interested in healing. I'm thankful for healing I've had for myself. And I want to express thanks for you for the courage it takes to show up, to keep showing up. Sometimes it's really hard, but you keep showing up every day, and that is fantastic. And I'm so grateful that you do that. So until next time, breathe in safety, exhale gratitude, find a small moment that you can be thankful for something, and we'll meet you back here next week. A quick reminder that you can sign up for our newsletter. If you would like to be an insider, just go to Practical Solutions for PTSD insider.grwebsite.com. Hey, my friend, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you please take 30 seconds and share it with someone you know who may be struggling with depression and anxiety? Also, would you please leave a quick review for the show? Knowing how this podcast is helping you fills my heart with so much joy, and it motivates me for future episodes. For now, it's time for Sam and I to head outside to enjoy some sunshine and fresh air. We'll see you back here on Tuesdays and Thursdays for more great episodes.